Hey guys,
How you doing?
I'm AJ.
Marianne.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about
Pros and cons of buying a house.
exactly. Now, before we get started, if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, and you can get a lovely message when we put a video out instead of you having to type up our name and then watch the video. So, how do we get started then with this pros and cons?
Depends on whether you want to buy a new build or an old build.
Yeah. So it all comes down to the first question, which is,
what type of property do you want?
what type of property do you want? This is from our research, we're not putting it out there that we do this professionally. This is from what we've researched, house viewings, read up on things, and what we've noticed.
Loads of YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube videos. I mean, I like to say.
Article readings.
Yeah, a lot of that. So
Fun.
when you do decide on what you want to go for, obviously then certain things such as the pros and cons for the new build, if that's what you want to go for, will match up. If you want to go for old build, then obviously vice versa. So we're gonna start with the new build.
Woohoo!
Pros. Let's start with pros for the new build.
Well, I think you should talk about it because you initially wanted a new build.
Okay.
And as to why you wanted a new build.
Yeah. So when we started our house journey,
just like 3 years ago.
which is like 3 years ago, I wanted a new
pen and
build.
paper.
Pretty much, yeah. I wanted a new build, and the reason I wanted a new build is because everything is brand new. You're the first person in there. You're the first person that's gonna be able to put your own paint, your own style, how you want things to done, and it's just you. It represents you. If you invite anyone to the house,
Stress-free as well.
exactly. So if
Very
you were to
minimalistic effort.
minimalistic, and it is definitely up to date, a lot more modern. With whatever floor plans you want to go for.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at it, you get the warranty. There's a 10-year warranty for it. If you, goes for like damages and stuff. You can always call the developers.
Well, not just damages, anything. Well, yeah, damages. If you have any problem with plumbing, electrical.
Yeah, plumbing, electrical,
wirings
and all that stuff. Do double check the contract as well that you're signing, that it says this. Do not take our word as
this
rock
is
solid.
Research that we've done.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, like we said, it's gonna be your first home. You're gonna be the first person to live in there. You're gonna be the first person to be able to have a stamp in there. And yes, it will have the warranty at some point. Like I said, do double check. One of the other good things about going for a new build, pros for going for a new build would be the incentives that you get with it.
Not all the time, depending on the type of developer that you're going for as well. Because obviously with any business, you want to be selling and bringing in revenue. Is it revenue?
No.
What is the word? Basically, you want to be bringing in more money for yourself and profit.
You want to bring in revenue.
Wow, you could have corrected me, but
yeah,
anyway.
I did. Revenue.
I can't pronounce. I apologize.
Yeah, that's alright.
But yeah, you wanna be bringing in more money, more profit. So some companies or developers, for them to be able to close on a sale, they will see if they can offer you incentives like paying for stamp duty, because stamp duty can be really expensive, especially if your property is it over £300 average.
300,000.
300,000. That's when you start paying for your stamp duty. So you can actually ask them, if you want us to close on this property, do you mind covering our stamp duty or covering our flooring?
Exactly.
Or small things like that, just to get you a little bit into the property ladder, I guess.
Because obviously when you get the incentives and you're going with the plan of the house, which is also another pro, everything is down to the blueprint that's already been given. However, you can always move things around.
Yeah.
So you're looking at obviously the high-end finishes, because they do have stages in, this flooring is the basic. This one
they can
is,
give you that. Yeah, it's like you're basically growing with your first home, if that makes sense. That you get to decide you get the opportunity to decide the kind of flooring you want, the finishing products, like your kitchen, if you want it to be immaculate, very modern, you can have an input on that. I think that's what a lot of people tend to go for new builds, because you have no chain. You'll be the first person to be stepping foot into that house, so you don't have to be dealing with like your sellers plus other people above that chain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because normally when you're going for new build, when I say normally, majority I would like to say of people in new build are probably first time buyers.
Yeah.
So however, you will get, you know, other people that already been on the ladder for a couple of years and they like a new build, they just get it.
Yeah.
But because of the scheme that is associated with every new build that is out there, it's always targeted towards first time buyers and stuff like that. So on top of that, you've also got you know, the open plan kitchen. It's all modern, and my majority, you know, touched on the floor plans and everything. Now we're gonna go to the pros for the old build. Do you want to kick that one off with the?
I just love old builds. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't talk about not being biased.
Yeah.
I love old builds. I just think they have so much character. I just find them to be a lot more spacious. I feel like you get a lot more for your money, in a sense.
Yeah, you do. Because you got to look at the quality as well that comes with it as well.
Yeah, I feel like the foundations are so much better. I feel like the minute that you're walking into, well, when I walk into an old build home, but predominantly Victorian houses, it's the high ceilings for me. Love it. The bay windows, I love that about old builds. They just have that character that you just might not get with new builds. I feel like the many people view, like, especially when you're going and you're very new into property, when you go and look at a house or view it on Rightmove, Zoopla, you see these really unloved houses. Like, you have to proper vision what you want and what you want to achieve in that house in order for you to be like, oh, it's achievable. It just will take a lot more time. And I guess that's one of the big cons about old builds, is that you have to be prepared to make those renovations in the 1970s and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. So don't get me wrong, with the pros in the old build, you get the character, you get the design, you get the planning permission, and you get the different versions of old builds. Like my partner just said, Victorian, Georgian.
Wiring, I feel like because of when they were built, that you might end up having to like change the fuse box. Is it fuse box?
Yeah, the fuse box.
The fuse boxes and some of them might need installation so that you can retain more heat, which then becomes a little bit more energy efficient and not wasting too much money paying bills, heating and stuff, because you're not losing as much heat. Yeah. So some of the houses might need to be installed.
Well, insulated properly.
Insulated.
Yeah, sorry, but it pretty much, so what my partner's trying to say is you're going to need them to be, like, you know, properly insulated, and obviously with that comes with quotes and prices, so that really falls underneath the cons about it, because it's one thing to go into the actual old build house when the people that are selling it are still in it, because they're going to make it look nice. They want to sell it to you, so they're not going to tell you, once you lift that fridge, behind it is a crack, you know.
I mean, they do. I mean, some sellers will be more open and tell you like, oh, you might end up having to do this later on, but at the meantime, you're okay.
Sorry, I just got a new idea for the next video. You'll have to stay tuned to watch that. So the next one is the basic wear and tear. So obviously, this is the old build cons about it. Basic wear and tear. You need to prep yourself that you're going in, it's gonna look nice, but you might see things that are like, it's just normal. It's human nature. Here's the good and the bad.
We never really touched on the new build cons.
Yeah, we're gonna go to that.
Which is what a lot of new builds are. You're buying them at a premium. So the minute that you move in, it kind of loses its value a little bit. Not by much. I'm not saying that you're gonna move into a new build house
Yeah.
and then like
And
you're
then
just
it's
it's
gonna-
gonna go. No, it's just that's what tends to happen with new builds. You're buying them at a premium. You're the first person there. Therefore, you might see like a little drastic drop in
Yeah.
the house value of that property, but it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not something that will we haven't really heard about anything about that.
No,
I
we
think
haven't.
the
I think
major
the major ones that we've heard is
is
once you
snagging.
Once you settled in to the actual house,
The snagging is real.
then the snagging gets real. We're looking at 6 months to a year in, and then that's when you actually, because you need to give the new build house times. You know, this is a
Yeah, to
major
settle.
major cons in the new build is giving it time, and then you start to see,
Like the cracks coming out.
yeah.
You
You know,
see loads of
the famous
cracks.
ones is always by the stairs. You'll always see the cracks as it's
Yeah,
going up the
because the
stairs.
house is proper
Yeah.
sinking in, like the walls are.
Pretty much. I mean, obviously.
It's to do with water, isn't it?
Well, it's to do with, you know,
The moisture
yeah,
in
the
the
moisture,
walls.
the residue, and everything is just like, right, okay, this is my final state form.
Yeah.
And then you also, another cons in the new build is it's a developer. So once you go with a developer, they've bought that huge, massive land. And what they want to do is put as much building as they can.
Yeah,
in that
as
spot.
much as they can into that small plot of land. That's why you find some of them to be very close.
Copy, yeah, it's like
copy and paste.
Exactly.
And I
So-
think that was one thing that I personally was not looking forward to, is going and buying a new build house. As great as they are, as beautiful as they are, and the way they are showcased in the show homes are so extravagantly
100%,
beautiful.
100%.
But I think the confidence.
So to wrap it all up, I mean, we've listed all the major ones that we believe we know, you know, from copy and paste to the lack of space. And what you need to understand is it's always going to be quantity over quality when you're looking at new builds. You always have to understand that, because if you're going to a spot, I don't know, whoever the developer is, you just go into the showroom from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, goes to the premium. You're buying at a premium anyways. There is no room for negotiating, because obviously in an old build, you will have a little bit of a wiggle room to be like, right, if you bring this down because we want to fix this and this in your
Yeah,
house,
that's so good.
you know,
I
that's,
just don't think of that.
you know, it's just one of those things as well.
Yeah.
If you guys have any, you know, video or any questions that you believe we should answer for, you'll be able to do it. We'll put up a video and get it on for you. I do know the next video that we're gonna do though is probably gonna be what to watch out for when you're viewing houses,
Yeah,
new and old.
and
So,
be direct with.
and we're just here to try and help the next person that's probably on the journey to get their home.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you very much for
been
watching.
great.
It's been great. It's been amazing.
Yes.
Please, the usual, don't forget to subscribe.
Like, comment, and hit that notification button. I'm getting better, but I'm stuttering.
On that
It's
note,
not mine.
see you